Hello everybody and welcome to a new vlog. I'm currently visiting my parents, so this is why the room setup looks a wee bit different. But currently I'm on my semester break and that means that I have to work on some papers. So currently I'm working on creating a digital concept for a little countryside museum, and it's actually really fun, but I have to read a lot of text now to see what methods I can add to the museum, so that's what I'm currently doing here. But I'm also still reading Orbital by Samantha Harvey, and I'm over halfway through now. I'm on page 86 and I still think it's absolutely brilliant. It has some lengths, but I'm still very much enjoying it, so I will hopefully finish it within this week. But this week is also going to be a bit busy because I have a hairdresser appointment later, and tomorrow I'm actually going to London to see the Medieval Women exhibition that they're showing at the British Library currently. Normally I wouldn't do London for a day, but it was very important to me to see that exhibition because that's exactly like what I'm interested in, and I also want to gather some experience towards how different exhibitions are curated, and that's why I think it's really important to have a look at exhibitions in other countries as well. It's gonna be a really long day because I'm getting up really early and I'm getting back really late. So I hope everything goes well, but mainly tomorrow is just about the exhibition. I'm gonna try to hopefully find some books that are not really available here in Germany, but that they do have in the UK and they're more easily available. And I also want to try to find some tea that I can bring here with me because I'm very much of a tea enthusiast. So I kind of want to try to find a new tea that I haven't tried yet. So this is what this week is going to look like mainly. I'm also going to try to take you along with me to London. I don't know how well that's going to work because I don't know if you're allowed to take photos at the exhibition. But from what I can tell so far, it looks like it's very well thought out and curated. They also have a blog online on their website and just plenty of things online that you can read and research before you actually go there. And I'm so very excited. But yeah. So now I'm just gonna continue working on my concept, and then later I'll be going to the hairdresser and I'll be showing you the result later. I just got back from the hairdresser and this is how my hair looks like right now. I'm actually really liking it. I think it's just a nice colour. It's like a nice fusion between copper and red, and I really like it. And now I'm back at my desk and I'm still working on my digital concept, and I hope I can get that done this week. And then I can write my other papers afterwards because I want to be done with the semester. I can sign up for courses in March, I believe, and I already looked at some of them because they already put them online and they actually look pretty good. There are always more interesting and less interesting ones, but I think the selection this semester is quite good and I'm actually looking forward to a lot of these courses. Yeah. And then in between, as I already said earlier, I still want to read like Orbital, so I can get it done this week. And yeah, that's the plan for today. I need to pack my backpack later too, because as I already said, I'm going to London tomorrow, and I don't want to pack my backpack in the middle of the night. So I'm going to do that as well, and I'm just going to update you later. got back from London, and I kind of wanted to give you a little review of the exhibition, and I also wanted to show you what I got when I was in London. It's mostly books, to be honest, but also a little bit of tea, and yeah, I hope you're interested. So let's just start with the exhibition itself. So as I already said, I visited the Medieval Women in Their Own Words exhibition that they're currently holding at the British Library until the beginning of March, I believe. And overall, I absolutely loved the exhibition. It was so interesting. It had the perfect length, in my opinion, because I don't like exhibitions that are too big, because at some point my brain can't take in any more information, because it just gets so overwhelming because there are so many things to see. So this exhibition really had the perfect length, and I also thought the objects that they chose for the exhibition, which were mainly manuscripts, were absolutely well chosen, and they reflected many different cultures. So they had things from the Arabic culture, they had European things, and just so many more, and I thought it was really well done in general. The manuscripts that they had were all very impressive, but for me personally, the most impressive one was the signature of Jeanne d'Arc, which was only one of 3 surviving ones, and it was never on display before ever in history. I think it actually belongs to a little local museum or archive in France, and they just borrowed to the British Library for this exhibition, and will very likely never be on display again, according to the guy who works there. So it was definitely worth it for me personally. So let's get into the things that I got while I was in London, and I think we should absolutely start with the books, because I bought 4 in total, and I'm going to show you the most important one first. And it is obviously the exhibition catalogue from the exhibition that I visited, and the catalogue is titled Medieval Women, Voices and Visions, and it's a really cool catalogue that is subdivided into the different roles that women had in the Middle Ages, and it has lots of references and lots of photos as well, like this one, which I particularly liked as well. And I yet have to read the whole thing, but if it's as good as the exhibition was, then it was definitely worth it as well. Then I got kind of a related book, but it's also a bit different because the focus is not just on women. And they had another book which showed how women were depicted in medieval illuminated manuscripts, which was really cool, but I didn't get it because it was quite heavy and quite expensive, and I just didn't have the means to carry it all the way home. So instead I got another very interesting one that is called Dragons, Heroes, Myths and Magic, the Medieval Art of Storytelling. And for me this is so interesting because it links illuminated manuscripts with the stories that they depict. So it basically tells you the story, the legend, the fable, whatever it was, and then it shows you how this story was depicted in medieval manuscripts. Like here you can see an example, and this is just a perfect concept for me because I'm into legends and I'm into illuminated manuscripts, and this links 2 of my greatest interests, so I had to get this, naturally. And then I got 2 books at the bookstore as well. These 2, the 2 I just showed you, I got at the British Library shop. And the 2 books that I got from the bookstores were the Sidney Psalter and the Book of Margery Kemp. I actually wanted to buy the Book of Margery Kemp at the British Library shop as well, but they didn't have it, fortunately. Margery Kemp was one of the women that were featured in the exhibition, and she basically wrote down her own kind of autobiography. And I really wanted to read this because it's the original source, so I got this book as well. And then, as I already said, the other one was the Sidney Psalter, which includes the Psalms of Sir Philip and Mary Sidney. They were not quite medieval, they lived in the early modern period, in the 16th century to be exact, and they translated all of the Psalms into a poetic form, and I was quite interested in that. I've never read the Psalms, actually, but I'm kind of interested to see how they translated a theological text into poetry, because that's kind of an interesting crossover. And then I also got bookmarks, of course. First one I got looks like this. It says bibliophile, and it looks like marbled end paper that they often put into medieval manuscripts later on. And I love marbled end paper. And I saw this bookmark at the British Library shop and I knew that I had to get it. And then I also got like a complimentary bookmark from Hatchards, which looks like this. I've always wanted one of these, I think it's so pretty. And then I got a third bookmark as well, which is currently in use. It's kind of a stack of tarot cards. I got this from Waterstones, and the one at the bottom says The Lovers, and it has a little ribbon as well, and as you can see I'm currently using it as well, so I definitely like that one a lot as well. And then let's quickly move on to food, because I also got some shortbread fingers, because I love shortbread and we don't really have proper shortbread here where I live. And we also don't have the Trek protein flapjacks. I got 2 packs. They are just so delicious, and again, I cannot get them where I live. And then the last thing I got while I was in London are 2 teas from Postcard Teas, which is a small tea shop. Those are so pretty. I got the London Rose, which has this beautiful illustration on the front, and then on the back it has the ingredients and it really looks like a postcard. And then the second one I got is the Golden Darjeeling, which looks like a postcard as well, of course. I am yet to try the Golden Darjeeling, but I tried the London Rose already and I really like it. I've never had a tea with rose in it, but this one is really good, I have to say. And these were all of the things that I got while I was in London. I quickly wanted to give you a reading update as well, because I finally did manage to finish Orbital by Samantha Harvey, which was this little book here. I basically annotated the entire thing because it was so well written. It really gave me a lot to think about, and I would definitely recommend this. Maybe not to everybody, because it is written in a very specific way that doesn't really build up any suspense. But if you enjoy nature writing, if you enjoy a lot of descriptive and introspective writing, I would definitely recommend to pick this up. And then I continued with something very different, which was actually a reread for me. It's Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I love this even more the second time around, I believe. I got the second part for Christmas, so I really wanted to read it, but I couldn't remember everything that happened in the first part. So I did a quick reread. I think it took me like 2 days or something. And it's just really good. It kind of fuses dark academia and fairies, and I just really enjoy that. And I then continued with Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, and I'm currently on page 122, which is about 1/3 through, I would say. And it's really good as well. It has very different vibes than the first one, regarding the surroundings and where it is set at, but I am still very much enjoying it. And I ordered the third part already as well, so I can just continue with that one when I finish this. And yeah, I'm very excited. This book is just so good. It started very strong as well, and I can't wait to keep reading it. I'm thinking about it constantly, to be honest. But yeah, this was my little bookish update. I hope you're having a lovely rest of your week, and I will see you in my next video.